Good afternoon, everyone. Quick FYI for those of you in the southeast U.S. going to be blanketed with snow, ice, and freezing rain over the next few days as the brutal cold swings down. Part of that same remnant that left Alaska and Canada with record cold in March. EPA chief says CO2 not the primary contributor to global warming. And I'll agree with the statement. We can be both pro-energy and pro-environment. Murray Energy CEO claims global warming is a hoax. And going forward, solutions into the grand solar minimum, SquareRoots, an urban farming accelerator. Excellent idea. They build campuses of vertical farms, and then they share the food with the backers. And also for a little mind candy, Ice Age floods. You can check out how instant changes in the environment can occur. And while you're watching the video, please remember to subscribe to Adapt 2030 and join me on iTunes and Stitcher Radio for mini Ice Age conversations. Quick FYI for everybody that's going to be traveling over the weekend. Freezing rain, snow, below freezing temperatures across the mountain ranges in the southeast United States. Specifically all the way from Ohio down into North South Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia. Weather Channel predicted that spring was here already, early spring, a month in advance. Well, I guess they just didn't get it right with the polar vortex is still swinging down from Alaska. Record cold temperatures in early March. As you can see, all the way into southern Tennessee at the very border with Georgia and Alabama, a couple inches of snow. Anywhere it's red are looking at about a foot, but that entire mountain range between Tennessee, Virginia, North and South Carolina, they're looking at least a foot in the mountains. I know it's springtime. A lot of people want to get out hiking. The flowers are blooming early. It's just an amazing nature display right now. And all the national and state parks, but please be careful this weekend. Get caught unaware when the snow comes in, and it's going to be icy roads too. This will take you through March 16th for the forecast there. Still showing some accumulation down through Tennessee, North and South Carolina. And it looks like could be just about an inch of snow all the way down into Georgia, Alabama, and Mississippi. Jumping over to Zero Hedge, EPA chief says that carbon dioxide is not the primary contributor to global warming. And I like how they do point out that I think that measuring with precision human activity on the climate is something very challenging to do. And I'll agree, the number of temperature stations across the planet, it doesn't cover every square kilometer or even every 10 square kilometers of our Earth. Yes, there's a lot in the United States. Yes, there's some in Europe. But when we get to the rest of the planet, they're spread out. And it really doesn't give a true indicator. Satellite temperatures, so much controversy if you can depend on the readings when it shows cold. They say, oh, you can't depend on it when it shows hot. They're like, see, it proves global warming. And even down in Antarctica, there's only a handful of stations for that entire continent. And they're trying to tell you that there are record temperatures and everything's warming. 99.99% of that continent is not covered by a temperature station. And Scott Pruitt, I will agree. Pro-energy and pro-environment can exist in the same platform. You don't have to choose between the two. You're being fed lies when they say that you have to choose between the two. You know, natural gas burns so clean that releases water vapor. And trying to shut down electrical plants, and I know the one down in Victoria, in Australia, the Hazelwood power station is going to be shut down next week. But that supplies 1/3 of the electricity to South Australia. So what happens when the wind turbines fail? Because there's no wind. Then what's their backup plan? You can't go into this madness where you actually break the back of an economy because there's no longer stable power. That puts you in the league with non-functional governments. When you don't have stable power and stable water supply, that is the base of a society and the base of economic growth. Also, Murray Energy CEO claiming that global warming is a hoax. Country's largest coal miner, thousands of papers that are given to them to show that it's not a direct correlation with CO2. Here, for example, CO2 has risen by 110 parts per million since 1750. And the human contribution is 17 parts per million. That is only a 15% increase from the early 1800s, going back to when just steam started in 1750. And then jump over to the no tricks zone. Thousands and thousands of papers about sun driving the climate, all the ClimateGate scandals, and all the papers that are questioning the IPCC narrative of why things are not happening according to their models. through 2014, 15, and 16. Low sensitivity for CO2 pushing on the atmosphere and causing climatic changes. A plethora of information. You'll get stuck in there for weeks, months, or years reading through all of that. And talking about problems, let's talk about some solutions. Viewer of mine sent me this website here, really interesting, SquareRoots. It's an urban farming accelerator to power human ingenuity, technology, and growing foods in a local area using vertical farms inside shipping containers. They're training the next generation of food entrepreneurs. So they claim that they can squeeze an entire 2-acre field into this one shipping container style vertical farm. These are the kind of solutions we need. And with them, they stay local, and it's a farm to local membership. So you have a subscription into this. They grow the food. They deliver it to your home. You get fresh greens raised right in your local neighborhood, so you know the people involved in it. And also they do training. They have classes. And this is the model we need to move to. They even have a full-on urban farming community in New York City that you can go join their events. Anybody who's interested in solutions for the future as we move our food growing zones south as the grand solar minimum intensifies. These are the people that are going to lead the revolution for new food growing strategies on this planet. And staying on the subject of food, they deliver fresh vegetables, Food for Liberty. They have a full range of seed, so you can grow your own gardens, stay self-sufficient that way. Also, long-term food storage, not only the food, but the containers, so you can preserve your foodstuffs for years and years. And a little mind candy for you here, Ice Age Floods Institute. This shows you how quickly our Earth can change in the blink of an eye. 1,000 feet tall walls of water scouring the Earth. And we were told that was all a little trickle that just kind of eroded year after year. Well, what about these flash massive events that can happen? That brings us right back to Velikovsky and that whole circle of thought that they really don't like to talk about in the higher learning institutions. Thanks for watching. Hope you got something out of the video. Please take a moment to jump over to getthetea.com. Their moringa extract supplements, I'm still using those, feeling great. And also the olive leaf to help boost the immune system because our weather keeps flipping back and forth. First it was hot in late February. Now it's going below freezing, and then it's going to be warm again, and then it'll drop again in late March. Your immune system's taking a pounding. You'll need all the help you can get to stay healthy.